Welcome in, everybody. Welcome to level 1, Kitty. Thank you so much for joining us at level 1. It's a little bit of a mix of sage, dragon's blood, burdock root, palo santo. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. I took a couple days off because I was dealing with some spiritual warfare. Joining us at level 1. So, for the karmics that have been throwing me shit, I'm not going to cut my hair off as much as you want me to. That just tells me you're envious the fact that I actually have hair. You probably don't have any hair. You're probably bald. Which kind of narrows down to the karmics that are after me, anyway. The ones that want me to off myself, not happening. The ones that want me to end out my channel and just stop altogether, not happening. To the ones that want me homeless, to the ones that want me without a pot to piss in, or a bed to lay on, or a roof over my head, that's not going to happen either. Okay? To the ones that have been feeding off my energy, relentlessly trying to get back into my energy after time and time and time again after I cut you off, and you relentlessly try to reconnect, you've been banished. You've been rebuked. Access denied. Indefinitely. The people that have been trying to keep their hands clean and just have me off myself, Spirit's saying that you're in for a world of hurt. If you're not feeling it yet, you should be scared. Yeah. 5 of Pentacles in reverse. Wanting me homeless, wanting me left out in the cold, that's not happening. Welcome in Alex, welcome in Jack, welcome in Kitty, welcome in Kelly, PJ, and Dorothy. I don't know why we're going to go into tarot, but I guess we're going into tarot right off the bat. Let's do the evening prayer to start with, shall we? Universal Source, Divine Breath of Creation, you who exist in the realm of pure vibration and subtle energy, may your sacred frequency be awakened within us, and may we embody the divine essence, allowing the kingdom to arise within our hearts and souls. Let divine will of the physical and spiritual merge realms in the cosmic divine pattern, microcosm to macrocosm, nourishing us with cosmic divine vitality and divine wisdom and life force. Divine energy of cosmic consciousness, please restore us of any misalignment and confusion that has been created against us. As we release what no longer serves us, let it release the blocks that hinder forward movement. What we release then releases us. Invoking our discernment and awareness to not be deceived, and awaken our divine blueprint of destiny, giving us the synchronicities and signs to banish doubt, fog, and confusion. Protect our divine pathway and rescue us from illusion of separation from our divine purpose and soul family. In the name of the divine order of our inner sacred kingdom, let it match our outer experience, and may the creative spark be always lit and protect us on our journey and guide us through divine intervention. As above, within our minds, down as below, within our hearts, as within our inner temple, and within our reality, now and forever, and so it is. It is done, it is done, it is done. Aw, Whip, thank you so much. Thank you, my friend. It's been a quick minute. I hope you're doing better. All right, Spirit, what's going on? What does the collective need to know right now? What's the overall message? All right, so somebody's not nurturing their truth. Somebody's lying to themselves, not wanting to make a decision. And it's like they don't have... they don't like the bad news regarding their stability that's coming through. And this is definitely a karmic energy that continues to watch me and is relentless at trying to throw me shit. They don't like the bad news that, well, it's good news for me, but it's bad news for them. Very, very much bad news bears for them, because their shit ain't working. You know, according to them, I should be dead now. I should be rotting in a ditch somewhere, but here I am. They don't like the fact that I keep bouncing back, collective. They keep trying, though. They've been trying for over 2 years now, 3 years now, to put me to rest. The only thing is, though, this whole idea of them having a new beginning, the divine says no. They're not going to be living off of my energy anymore. They've been cut off. They never had it to begin with. It was an illusion. So somebody's undecided, unbalanced. They don't like the bad news, the fact that, you know, I'm not begging. It's definitely an air sign. The fact that I don't love them, the fact that I made a judgment call, and the fact that I chose myself, and the fact that I'm rising above regardless of what they think. That's the bad news. The fact that they couldn't shatter my heart. The fact that they're facing judgment while I rise yet again from their bullshit. Alex, what do you think my answer to that would be? I do have open tables on Friday now. I usually close up the table during the week, so that way I have a collective message for the collective. I don't like to make it too personal during the week, right? That is the new policy. That is stated in the description box. If you're new here, you might want to check that out. But yeah, I will put you on the list for Friday, unless you're in the Instagram or the Facebook. Okay? I won't forget. King of Pentacles. Whoever you are, collective, you're definitely moving into a more stable environment. A stable energy, a stable frequency. There's definitely a shift happening. There will be some major decisions that you need to make. You might not have all the answers right off the bat, but there are decisions that you need to make. No, I didn't forget you. But policies do change, right? And it's been a quick minute since you've been around. You're definitely nurturing your intuition, collective. If you've been watching me long enough, you're definitely tapping in. Definitely tapping into the possibilities. Taking some time to rest. Recuperate. You may be feeling slightly unsatisfied at the moment. However, things are changing. The truth is coming out. The truth is being revealed to you. You could be coming out of a dark night of the soul. This is the ending of that snake year. We still have until February 17th to be going through this cleansing and this transformation. So for some of you, it's going to be a doozy. The ones that weren't doing the work, leaving it to last minute. You're going to be kind of thrusted into this. And if it's a bit of a doozy for me, it's going to be a doozy for sure for you, okay? For the ones that have done the work, you're still going to go through something, but it's not going to be as bad if you heeded my advice over the last 1.5 to 2 years, okay? And if you've been doing the work to alchemize and transmute a lot of the stuff that you've been holding on to, you're definitely going to come out on top, okay? By actually heeding the advice and working with it, you're actually getting in the momentum of this new horse, this new fire horse here. And by doing that, it's going to be a lot less strenuous, okay? I've been warning about this for 3 years now, so if you haven't gotten on the bandwagon yet, sorry I can't help you. And to the ones that are blatantly disregarding what I'm saying, I have no sympathy for you. Welcome in, Sonia. If you're new here, check out the description box. Yeah, somebody's pissed off at the fact that you're resting, the fact that you're healing, the fact that you're still nurturing your intuition, you're still believing in yourself, you're still confident, you're still able to make a decision, and you're still very much solid and stable within your energy, within your frequency. Somebody's losing their mind. They're snapping out. The fact that all their shit didn't work. And you're ultimately taking responsibility and accountability for what is yours, and you're dropping what isn't. You're allowing it to fall away. Yeah, somebody's totally unbalanced at the fact of, you know, they wanted you snapping out due to some sort of injustice, but the injustice didn't even hit you. And they're kind of wondering why it didn't hit you. It's because their magic don't work. They're a lame coward that need to be just put out to pasture already. Yeah, they're losing out. They put a lot of money in investment. They put a lot of money in investment into something here that they gave way more than they should have to this endeavor of trying to sabotage you and put you in a position. But you're way too you're way too powerful for that. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me, Emma. Not much at all. Yeah, somebody very well could be going to jail for trying to keep you from healing, trying to sabotage that, for taking action regarding you not healing, trying to put you in the dark, trying to remove hope from your eyes and your heart. They wanted you destitute. And now they're all trapped in their head because you're actually taking action. You're in the process of getting some sort of wish fulfillment, collective. You're feeling very whole and very complete within yourself. You're pouring into your own cup for a change. You're empowering yourself. You're rising above everything that was thrown at you. All of this unbalance and injustice. It's all coming back to haunt this person that was trying to throw all of this at you. They wanted you losing out in more ways than one. They didn't want you healing. They wanted you taking some sort of abrupt action to get yourself caught up. And yet here you are with wish fulfillment. Welcome in, Herman. SWAT, welcome in. Ryan, welcome in. Yeah, they wanted you snapping out like a tyrant. Totally unsatisfied, but you know you deserve way better than this. You alchemized all of this, collective. You alchemized every bit of this. They were trying to get you to fit in a narrative, right? They're lying on your name. They're lying on who you are. They've been doing this for quite some time now. The only thing that it is doing is heightening your senses, heightening your ability to read the energy that's around you. Because if you've been hanging around with me, collective, you've been learning how to do that to begin with, right? They've been lying on your name. And you're very stable despite everything that they thought you would lose. You're very stable. You're very much nurturing your pentacles. You're nurturing your own energy. You're calling your energy back. Right? You're ultimately in this energy of embracing the pentacle. See, the King and the Queen of Pentacles, these are very magical individuals. Right? This is what makes them so grounded, because they have the elements, all 5 elements at their disposal. The King and the Queen of Pentacles is pre-Emperor, pre-Empress energy. Okay, they've already been through the other queens, other kings. Okay, so ultimately when you're looking at the King and Queen of Pentacles in the upright, this is very, very sovereign, very strong energy, very grounded, very solid energy. There's not much that gets by these people, right? Because they have all 5 elements, earth, air, fire, and water. They have the wands, they have the swords, they have the cups, they have the earth, right? Yeah, they ultimately tried to put your connection to the divine to rest. They tried to put your commitment to the divine to rest. That didn't happen. The divine is what creates your life. The divine is what gives you life. Why would that happen? If it's anything like my story and my situation, the divine brought you back from the brink of death. So why wouldn't you honor that? If you've had a near-death experience and somebody tries to take that connection that you have with the divine away, that's unbreakable. Hebrews chapter 13, verse 2. And I've got Full-on goosebumps right now. Stacy's in the house. Welcome in, Stacy. What's the scoop? Really? Okay. We'll do that. The voice of souls is calling at me. So let's go ahead. Ooh. Sky beings, see from a higher perspective. I think that's exactly what you're doing, collective. Maybe that's why they wanted me to grab the voice of souls. Sky beings, seeing from a higher perspective. You're being guided to take a higher perspective. Do not allow yourself to be limited by what you do not see or understand. Do not allow your current experience to disrupt you from being the force of light that you were born to be. Be open to seeing things differently and with consideration for by being willing to shift your perspective. You allow angels to bring divine order to your life. Activation, thank you, sky beings, for helping me see things differently. What's going on? What's going on? Other than dealing with spiritual warfare all weekend, thinking that they were going to get at me and finally put me under. Yeah, that didn't happen. They can eat shit and kick rocks all at the same time. Hopefully they can multitask. Candace is in the house. Welcome in. All right, Spirit, voice of souls, what's going on? What do we need to know? This one's popping out. Oh, okay. Yeah, somebody's got no respect for you. They absolutely hate your guts. And apparently you're going to find out who this is very soon. Apparently they want your forgiveness. Because I guess they're going through some shit. Maybe they shouldn't have been fucking around to begin with. Right? Maybe they should have left you alone, but now they got to learn some lessons. Isn't that funny? Yeah, they're trapped. They didn't want you free. They didn't want you free to live your life, collective. That's too much. You're not allowed to have a freedom, according to them. I'm getting a message. Apparently you were supposed to be locked up by now, but the magic didn't work. You didn't snap out, act like a tyrant like they wanted you to. You're sitting here happy. You're embracing happiness, and they hate that. They absolutely hate that. And the fact that you don't even respect them enough to hear them out or listen to them, you might have blocked them, and that's quite all right. Keep that energy, collective. Right? Somehow, you know, they kind of want to come in and have some sort of a reunion with you, but they hate you. They hate you. Why would they want a reunion with you? They're an idiot. They're a coward. They can't even take accountability for who they are or what they've done. What makes you think, and what makes them think that they'd even come in for a reunion and you'd accept that? I know. Hate is a strong word. Okay, so maybe we'll retract that. Maybe we don't hate them, but we sure as hell don't want to spend any more time sharing any type of energy with them. Right? We've gone no contact. We've cut them out. We've rebuked them. We've banished them like the demon they are. They haven't done the work, and now they're hurting. They've lost their protection since you've cut them off. They're no longer allowed to siphon off of you. They've been voted off the island. And now because you're happy, now they want to come in for a reunion, thinking that everything is just fine, thinking that it'll blow over. You'll forgive them. Don't forget, collective. Don't forget what they did. Doesn't matter what they come in with. They're going to gaslight you. They're going to lie to you just like they always have. Nothing's changed with them. Okay? This is not a message of love. Okay? They loathe the fact that you're rising above them. This is the whole purpose why they targeted you. Because you were already above them. And it's not to say you're any better than anybody else, but you definitely hold a higher frequency. Specifically if you're kicking it with me. Right? You're not out here causing drama. You're not out here causing shit. You might call people out because they're doing stupid shit. But if they actually act right, then things are good. These people don't act right. And that's why we've cut them out. That's why they don't get access to us anymore. Right? Yeah, all they want to do is come in and be in a reunion with you to repress you and hold you back. That's it, that's all. They absolutely loathe themselves. They don't respect themselves. And apparently you're going to receive some sort of communication. They don't respect themselves. What makes you think they're going to respect you, collective? Don't ever forget that. Yeah. Source is watching. I kid you not. The source is watching. And they're guiding you. Okay? That way you have no regrets. And they're tapping you into your divine energy. And they're bringing in a divine relationship for you. Okay? That's going to be dualistic. They're going to help you to heal this anger and rage that you have. And you'll be learning some major experience lessons about, maybe this is the other person learning lessons about being maybe an anxiety, and accountability. There's definitely something here about abundance. This person was a karmic, and they were just brought in to help you to learn and recognize on how to love yourself. It goes without saying. The fact that you did not submit to them, the fact that you stood your ground, irks them to no end. Okay? They're nothing but a coward, collective. They can't even look at themselves in the mirror. What makes you think they're going to be able to look at you straight? I really highly doubt it. Don't give them much validity, okay? Yeah, you're no longer cautious or paranoid. You're not insecure. You know exactly who you are, collective. People may be out here trying to get you to question that, but no. They're not laughing anymore because they have no more possibilities with you. The possibilities were endless with you, but they played too much. They played too many games, too many stupid, stupid games, and now they're winning stupid, stupid prizes, and you're not there. Yeah. They wanted you stressed out, but you're not stressed out. They wanted you having migraines, but you're not having migraines. They wanted you worried. Like riddled with worry. And you're calm as a cucumber. Oh, they envy this. They're very, very resentful. They tried competing with you, but you weren't even playing the game. You weren't competing at all with them. They wanted you to compete with them. But then they're sitting there competing with themselves like a loser that they are. Because you don't play stupid games. You walking away made them irrelevant in this dumbass competition that they thought that they wanted to put you in. They're very discontent about that, collective. The fact that you didn't want to play with them. Sounds like a fucking kindergarten on a swing set. Or down on the slide or whatever. Why won't you play with me? 'Cause you're a coward. Oh, quite possibly a psychopath. Could be a family member trying to compete with you. Thinking that they were clever. They can eat shit. Yeah. Quite possibly screwing with one of your twin flames or soulmates. Maybe infiltrating friendships, romantic partners. Maybe they tried trafficking you. Who knows? The thing is, collective, I've pretty well seen it all. Okay? And that's why I give absolutely no fucks about what I talk about on my channel. At this point, it's 18 and over. If you're not 18 and over, you shouldn't be here. You should continue to scroll. And YouTube needs to get it together and make sure that, you know, only 18 and up are actually watching my content. Okay? And if you're out here lying on when you made your profile and you put it into an 18 and over age bracket when you first got your profile, you're basically lying to YouTube in order to get the other content. You can keep scrolling too. Collective, you've went through extensive self-reflection. You've had some major answers to major questions that you've had pretty well your whole life come to fruition and make sense to you. And you've got these imbeciles, these cowards that can't take accountability, wanting you to question that. Paola, I've got no answers for you. You know what? All of a sudden, somebody wants to have mutual respect with you. Would you believe it? all of a sudden somebody's having an epiphany that you're the one that they lost. You're the one that got away. I don't know about you, collective, but I'm very understanding, I'm very compassionate, very loving, very nurturing. But as soon as I know that you're playing in my face, as soon as I know that you're taking that for granted, as soon as I know that you are deceiving me and you are lying to me and you are creating drama where there shouldn't be and you're not being authentic, my cutoff game is extremely ruthless. If I'm out here cutting off of my whole, pretty well my whole family, minus a couple on one hand, if I'm cutting off probably 85% of my friend group, and I'm talking all the way back from elementary school, okay? If I'm cutting all these people off left, right, and center because they're toxic ass motherfuckers, what makes you think I'm not going to cut these other ones off? All I want is honesty, loyalty, authenticity, okay? That's all I want. I'm not asking for much. I'm really not. But if you're out here lying to me, thinking you're going to pull the wool over my eyes, I've been around and I've seen enough to notice the patterns. I know when I'm being lied to. I might not divulge that information, but I know when I'm being lied to. I know when I'm being used, because I've been used pretty well my whole life by my toxic ass family. So if you think that you're pulling the wool over my eyes, you're sadly mistaken. I don't have to divulge that. I don't have to bring that up. I don't have to speak out on it. I don't have to confront you on it. But that doesn't mean I don't know. All of a sudden somebody has an epiphany. Maybe they want to have a mutual respect with you, collective. Maybe they want to change things. Maybe they want unity with you again. All because things are changing for you now. Things are getting better for you now. Yeah, now they want to have harmony and balance and peace and happiness all of a sudden. Maybe they drop this resentfulness, competitiveness. They don't want to have to deal with paperwork. They don't want to have to deal with the lawyers or court battles. They know they're not protected. If you walk away, if you've disconnected, they're not protected. They lost their protection. You're no longer stuck, collective. You're no longer at a dead end. You're no longer frozen. The song Frozen by Madonna is coming to mind. I kind of want to look up the lyrics. Yeah, you're hopeful, you're inspired, you're in this optimistic attitude. You definitely have success coming in for you. You're no longer burnt out, you're no longer burdened, you're no longer feeling empty. Maybe you were trapped, feeling trapped, maybe you were stuck, you didn't have many options. Not the case anymore. You haven't been abandoned, Paula. The divine walks with you every day. If you open up your eyes, the divine is within you. Just what I said, Hebrews 13:12. You very well could be accompanying an angel and not even know it. 3/4 of the earth angels out there don't even realize they're earth angels. Coco's in the house. Buenos noches. Did I say that right, Coco? Tribu? Yes, sir. Good night. I think I would be better off learning Spanish than French. The fact that I went to learn French and I started to learn Parisian and I started to get the hang of Parisian, but was able to put the actual sentences together and make it work. And I go home to speak to my father in French, and he's French, he's Quebecois. And I go home to speak to him in French, and he's like, "What are you talking to me like that with your nose up in the air? Don't talk to me like that. You want to talk like that, go and live in France." It's like, oh, okay. So I'm basically going to school for nothing. Thanks, Dad. What's going on, Spirit? What's going on? What do we need to know? Yeah, so there's definitely some sort of, because you are standing in your power and you are taking a leadership position, collective, people don't want to fight with you anymore. Okay, you're definitely tapped in, you're standing on business, you're definitely in a leadership position here. People don't want to fight with you anymore. I'm hearing people are standing corrected. The Five of Cups in reverse, so this is you alchemizing your heart space from sadness into empowerment and self-worth and self-love. It's a very, very beautiful energy. I'm proud of you. Hebrews 13:12, 13:2. If you want to paste it in the comment section, you can most definitely do that, or in the chat. So you're definitely in this space of nurturing your finances, nurturing your stability with the Queen of Pentacles out here in the upright. We do have some sort of imbalance here, though. There could be a Queen of Pentacles having some sort of balancing or juggling at this time. Having no other choice to maybe do some shadow work. I'm hearing you can't compete where you don't compare. Wild. Yeah, so something's coming in here very quickly. Yeah, some sort of a release of some sort of betrayal with the King of Cups. Somebody that was very, very emotionally manipulative. Could be a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Wants to come in quick and try to release some sort of situation, all because you're nurturing your stability. And you're too stable. Somebody needs to come in and create some sort of imbalance with you. Right? They're grasping at straws, collective. They're in for a rude awakening if they come in. The Five of Cups reversed. Yeah, on the bottom of the deck. You've healed this. They be thinking that they're going to come in. They don't think you're healed. They thinking that they're going to come in and turn you upside down, when all they're going to get is a punch in the fucking throat. Is what they're going to get. Because you're not dealing with this shit. You're putting this conflict to rest, collective. You're done playing stupid-ass games. You're not into winning stupid prizes. They can fuck off and kick rocks. Okay? You said what you said. You're standing on business. Yeah, you're getting the upper hand, collective. Nine of Wands. And you're unsatisfied with whatever they're trying to offer. All they're coming in to do is manipulate you. Make it look like they're trying to clear out some sort of betrayal when they are the betrayal. They are the epitome of the betrayal. Thinking that they're going to come in and lie to your face. Yeah, Nine of Swords. Isn't that funny? I'm having a dark night of the soul. Can you help me? No. Go touch grass. That's about I got. That's all I got. Three Cups. They want to come in and celebrate your win. Because they can't beat you, collective. They can't ruin you. They can't compete with you. They can't compare to you. So they want to celebrate with you like an idiot that they think that you are. They're going to come in like you don't know anything. Like you have not a fucking clue what's actually going on. And as long as they don't tell you the truth, they think that they're going to come in and act all prissy and proper and be celebratory with you, when they're the ones that created the third-party bullshit and betrayal with you behind your back. And these imbeciles think you don't know that. Yeah, Seven of Wands. They're helpless. They want to move forward, but they're helpless, collective. Right? They screwed up your relationship. They talking shit behind your back. Like you don't matter. You're a piece of trash to them. Right? They ruin your relationship by meddling with it. And all of a sudden, they want to move forward. They want a new partnership. They want a new collaboration with you. Right? Like, give me a break. The only reason why they're coming in, and this is the truth, the only reason why they're coming in is to throw this new beginning off. They want to distract you from having this new beginning. Okay? You'll be going and throwing him in the fucking snowbank head first, and hopefully there's ice. Maybe it'll knock some sense into him. You've got no patience for this person. It's the whole purpose as to why you cut them off, collective. Relentless piece of shit. It's one of those Klingons that just won't fuck off. You know, you have to go in and have a shower in order to get rid of it. Use a scraper. Yeah. You're not satisfied with this? You know sure as hell you deserve better. Whether they're friend, family, or foe. Yeah. Eight of Pentacles. You know exactly who you are. You know exactly what you're capable of, collective. You're very talented. You're very meticulous. You do very, very quality work. Okay? And they tried to diminish you behind your back. They tried to ruin this about you. They tried to discredit you because they cannot compete where they do not compare. And with you sitting here with the Eight of Pentacles, you know exactly what you're doing. You've got the experience to prove it. Double for your trouble. Sevenfold. Yeah, you're walking away from this. You're walking away from this overwhelmed bullshit into so many options coming in. You have so many better options coming at you. Way better than what this is. I'll tell you that right now. Right? They wanted you to have slim pickings. They were in the back end talking shit on your name so you wouldn't have anything. And people are finding out the truth. Right? That you're the Eight of Pentacles. You actually have something to bring to the table. You actually have something to offer. And these people are finding out through their own investigations. That these people lying on you behind your back, talking shit on your name, defaming your character behind your back, making you look like you're crazy. They're the crazy ones. They're the ones that need a fucking straitjacket, not you. Alchemist, my dear, welcome in. Yeah, Five of Cups. Oh, they're sad. They're sad that they couldn't put you to rest. Yeah, they wanted you in anxiety, collective. They didn't want you resting. They're in anxiety now because everything's coming back to haunt them. You're leaving them on red. You're walking away from them. You walked away a long time ago. They're just now figuring it out. Would you believe it? Thinking that they had control this long? Yeah. Everything that they stole from you, everything that they took from you, whether it's energy, money, status, whatever the case may be, is all coming back to you sevenfold. Double for your trouble, baby. Double for your trouble. They didn't anticipate that happening. Look at that, Six of Pentacles. People are supporting you. They're giving back to you. They see your true essence of who you are. They see you as a genuine individual. This is why they want to give to you, because you give good support. Yeah. And they're not satisfied with that. These karmics, they're not satisfied at the fact that you have talent and you have stature and you have status. These envious imbeciles need to go sit the fuck down and grab a notebook and start taking notes. They're late for class. And they're about to be kicked off and down the hallway to the principal's office pretty soon for detention. A very, very long and grueling detention. The wise old witch, what do you got to say? What you got to say, oh wise old witch? Wisdom. Clarity. Isn't that interesting? We're going to look into this. We're going to clarity the shit out of these. Let's see. What else is going on? Oh, Maureen's in the house. Welcome in, Maureen, my dear. Abundance. Beautiful. Visions. You know what, Coco? Just because you didn't eat for weeks, Spirit was probably putting you through a fast and utilizing your stress to do it. Unbeknownst to you. You probably went through a major awakening throughout that time too. And I'm hearing that's a confirmation. You were wondering whether or not that was true. Visions and mysteries. So you could be having visions at this time that very well could be creating some sort of mystery in your life, collective. It's okay. Go through it one moment at a time. Sometimes things don't make sense right off the bat because that's part of the test. Usually the teacher is very, very quiet during the test. So if you're not getting any answers, if you're not getting any callback, or if you're not getting any downloads, if it's just gone quiet, just know you're being tested, okay? It will eventually pass. A lot of the time is you need to choose yourself. You need to focus on you. You need to go within yourself, and you need to soul search. You need to look within. You need to alchemize. It's always been an inside job, collective, when it comes to life. And what you want to see in your outer world, it all turns back to the inside job. It all starts from the inside. So if you're confused, if you're puzzled, if you can't see the way forward, it's an inside job. It always will be. Okay? If there's some sort of issues or confusion or distraughtness or stress or anxiety, it's an inside job. Now, the anxiety, it very well could be an energetic projection, but it would still take that inside job in order to empower yourself above it. Okay, so if you're sitting in a fog, if you've been dealing with an abuser, if you've been dealing with abusive or toxicity within either your connections or dynamics, then go within. Because I guarantee you, you're going to find the answers that you seek. But you're not going to be finding it all outside. You're not going to be finding it down the road on the sign. You know, yeah, it might give you a sign, pun intended. You might see some angel numbers and synchronicities and all that. Look them up. But ultimately, this is to ultimately go within and reflect. It always brings you back within yourself. Why? Because it's an inside job. And if you're not willing to go within yourself, if you're not willing to introspect, you're doing it wrong. If you're not willing to look at your own shit, you're a fucking coward. And you have nobody to blame but yourself. And that's where you need to take accountability. I'm not here to sugarcoat shit. And I'm losing so many patients at the people that don't want to look within themselves. Because you know what? Everything that you've ever endured, you've already endured. It's all part of your memory. It's all part of your experience. And if you don't want to sit there and learn from it and apply those lessons to your life to raise your frequency, to be a better version of yourself, stop wasting my time. I'm moving towards the new earth, and if you're not coming, that's not my problem. If you want to try to stop me, I'm going to plow right through you. You're best off to just get the fuck out of my way. You want to come along? Then catch the fuck up, let's go. The bus is leaving. What's going on, wisdom? Tell us the wisdom that we need to know. What is the wisdom that we need to hear right now, collective? What is the wisdom? What is the clarification of the wisdom of the wise old witch? Reciprocity, collaboration, working together as a team, as a community, as a tribe, releasing yourself from feeling trapped, working together, I'm all for helping people out, collective. Don't get me wrong. But if you're going to show up as an asshole and you're going to ask me for advice, you're not going to take it and then come back to me a week later and ask me the same shit when you haven't taken my first bout of advice and you wonder why I'm frustrated. Ultimately, stop wasting my time. Wisdom? Yeah. So this whole thing is collaboration rather than feeling trapped and rather than second guessing yourself, rather than being in this energy of confusion. Second guessing your intuition, second guessing the ability to take a leap of faith. Right? It very well could be somebody, you know, trying to work together to trap you up, to make you rethink, to make you overthink, to make you second guess. When this happens, again, you need to be looking within. Right? By looking within, you're going to find that validation that you need. You ultimately do not need the validation and closure from anyone else, because they are not the puppeteer of your life. You are the puppeteer of your own life. You are the captain to your ship. You are the painter to your canvas. If you got somebody else coming over to paint your canvas, it's not going to be your painting, is it? You can't have somebody come over and paint your painting and then you sign the bottom of it. Because it doesn't do that. It doesn't happen that way. I had an ex at one point where I got them work. I got them a job with the placement agency I was working with, right? And so there was some sort of safety testing and different quizzes and different questionnaires and all this kind of thing, aptitude, equivalency, to make sure that they knew what they were talking about. They knew about certain WMIS and all that kind of thing, health and safety and whatnot. And they're sitting there frustrated. And I'm like, okay, so what do you need help with? Can you just put the answers in for me? Because I can't do this. I said, well, you're going to read the book. I'm going to ask you the questions. And you tell me the answers and I will write them down for you. If you're having a hard time putting it from your head to the paper, I can help you with that. But you're going to tell me the answers. You're going to tell me what I need to write. And I will guide you through. But I'm not going to do it all for you. And he's all frustrated. All because I wouldn't do the work for him. It says, tough nookie. If you can't do the work, then you're not doing the job. And he had no other choice but to sit there and do it. It's not rocket science, it's WMIS, it's health and safety. It's simple stuff, it's common sense. Yeah, so because you're cutting out this energy, this toxic energy, right? You're cutting out of this anger and this, I don't know, relentless temptation, right? And somebody wants you to get all caught up in the fact that you're overthinking that. They want you to overthink the fact that you're cutting out this toxicity. They're ultimately gaslighting you to get you all caught up. I think this may be some sort of wisdom coming in. So they want to come in and collaborate with you because they're trapped. They can't move forward. They're too much of a coward to move forward. Right? And they want to cut out this toxicity. And I think this is why they want to collaborate with you. Because you've already stepped forward. You've already taken that leap. You've already cut this toxic energy out. But I think they're doing this to slow you down and trap you up. They want you stuck up in your head somewhere, in a maze. Yeah, they don't want you moving forward at all. They want you stopped. They want you out in the cold. Apparently something about having it happen fast and quickly. And this is a person you've cut off. This is a person that's not even in your energy anymore. And I think they're out in the cold too. So that's why they want you out in the cold. So at least they have somebody to be in the cold with. Meanwhile, again, you're moving forward. It may be slow, but you're moving forward. You're taking your time. You're being very methodical. Yeah, you've got a mission. You've got a mission. You know exactly what you're doing. You know exactly where you're going. You just need to stop questioning it. Allow the divine mission to progress. Focus on you. Focus on your inside job. Not about who else is going to paint your kid. Yeah, okay, maybe you don't know how to paint a tree. Maybe you're not good with leaves. There's a bit of a trick to it. Maybe you're not good with making feathers. There's a trick to it. Maybe have somebody come over and do one feather. And then you learn how to apply that texture and the way to move the brush in such a way to make that feather, to make the leaves really pop. All right, I remember watching Bob Ross all those years, and he just made it look effortless. You want to know how many times I've tried to do a Bob Ross situation, and it just totally does not turn out the same. I tell you that right now. He makes it look so easy sometimes. Welcome in, Shiva. Thank you, Coco. You know, Coco, the fact that you're saying here that everyone these days are afraid of putting in work, I don't think that's the case. I think they're just so sick and tired of putting work into vanity, into the fact that they don't get anything out of it. They don't get anything back, so what's the point? So they do a half-assed job. They're not worried. They don't care. And that's why they don't want to put any quality into it. Right? Common sense? Yeah. Apparently it doesn't exist anymore. Yeah, common sense ain't all that common. And it's mainly because people don't care. And it's mainly because people are walking around taking advantage of others when they shouldn't be. They should be in gratitude, or being in the presence of a Hebrew 13 verse 2. If you know, you know. Thank you, Shiva. Yeah, you're moving forward, collective. You're very inspired. You're coming to a crossroads. You're coming to a time of reflection. You're coming to a time of alchemy. You're raising your frequency. You are closing one door and opening another. You are coming to the threshold of your new season. And you should be ever so proud of yourself. Within divine order and divine vengeance, anyone working a voodoo doll on me and trying to target my hip, I wish that voodoo doll to burn up and burn your fucking house down. I know you're watching. And I hope it burns you. So that way you have a scar that haunts you. In remembrance of what you should not fuck with. By divine vengeance. If you think I don't feel it, it's not working. But I know what you're doing. What's the clarity, Spirit? Somebody's in a pathway of self-destruction. They're self-sabotaging. Coming into illumination of clarity that all their shit doesn't work. Yeah, everything that... I'm really picking up on a Cancer individual. A very karmic Cancer. She's thinking that her shit don't stink. She thinks that she's the top of her game. She thinks she knows what she's doing. And she's been bound. It's all being gathered. It's all being thrown back into her face. She's ultimately trying to sabotage you, and she's ultimately going to sabotage herself. Welcome in, Dustin. Yeah, you're balancing things out just fine, and somebody's heartbroken over it. The fact that you're seeing things from a higher perspective in this rebirth, you're transmuting all this shit that they're throwing at you. Thinking that they're going to thwart your mission and all this bullshit. You're dealing with a very delusional individual, collective. Right? They're trying to be out here making you look delusional, and they're the delusional ones that need a straitjacket. Okay? I kid you not. They think they're clever. They think they know a thing or two, and they know nothing. Specifically when all their bullshit that they've tried to do is only going to make them bound from doing it ever again because of their ill intention. It's getting smoky in here. Dragon's blood, sage, palo santo, burdock root, a little bit of Gaia blend. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. I'm not going to really clarify abundance because, yeah, you got abundance coming in and somebody's trying to think that they're destroying it, and it's not happening. They're committed to destroying it, but they're only going to end up destroying themselves. They're digging themselves a hole, collective, thinking that they're digging it for you. Half of them don't even know that they're being watched right now. Oops, did I say that? Shit's about to change for you, collective. If you haven't felt the shift already, you're going to very soon. I did a little bit of working this afternoon while I had my spiritual bath. And somebody doesn't want you to be independent, but you are. Spirit animals, what do we got going on for my collective? What's the best blessed message for them at this time? Happiness is on its way. You're having a rebirth. You're into a shaman. Interesting. There's a whole community not wanting this to happen. There's a whole community of people not wanting this to happen. They're wanting to hold you back. It's not happening. Spirit's giving them a busy signal. They've lost access. They've not only lost access, they've been rebuked, and every time they try to access out of ill intention, it backfires. Whoever these messages are for tonight that is resonating with this message, you've got a spirit team that's on the prowl. Okay? No ifs, ands, or buts. They don't want you to change. But it's too late. Time's up. Yeah, somebody's trapped. Somebody wanted you trapped because you're nobility, and they didn't want you receiving it all. Too fucking bad for them. They can sit there and squander and squirm at the fact that you're receiving it all. You're receiving everything that was taken from you. Double for your trouble, collective. Yeah, you got major prosperity coming in. And somebody's kicking themselves. Because they're out here trying to trap you so you don't receive this. And it's coming in anyway. And now they're going to flip the script. Now they're going to change their tune. Because now you have abundance coming in, and now you're not a worthless piece of trash. Isn't that interesting? Yeah, and you're protected. Beyond measure. Your abundance is protected. They can't thwart it. This is some sort of dark mystic out here trying to change your destiny. The audacity that they think that they're going to come in and change your destiny. Thinking that they have the gall and the audacity to do that. Spirit told me they're about to get electrocuted for even trying. More rain, my goodness. Are you okay? ePrint Ontario. Am I reading that correctly? My goodness. Hopefully you had a good insurance. Somebody didn't want you to be seen for your greatness, collective. Somebody was sleeping on you. You're sure as hell not sleeping on yourself. Like everybody out here thinking that you are. You're out here frustrated that people aren't seeing you in your true essence of who you are. And they're sleeping on you. And you're frustrated because you're not being heard. You're being taken for granted of. But good luck is on your side. You just need to have patience, collective. Somebody thinks they're clever by saying that you're a dark magician, thinking that you're doing dark magic. Somebody thinks they're clever by talking shit and spreading lies about you. They're about to shut the fuck up. I'm going to tell you that right now. They're going to be silenced for even thinking about trying that. Welcome in, James. This is somebody that doesn't even believe in the supernatural. Would you believe it? And they're out here saying that you do dark magic. This person doesn't even believe in themselves, let alone anything else. Some dumbass muggle out here thinking that their opinion matters when they can't even believe in themselves. Of course they don't believe in magic. They don't believe in the spiritual world. And they out here thinking that they have an opinion about your life, you and your spirituality. They're misunderstanding you on purpose. They're the type of person that you can only see them at their level. They're not willing to rise to your level. They're not willing to meet you where you're at. You have to meet them where they're at. You have to diminish yourself in order to be in their energy. If you come across these types of people, don't give them no mind. Don't pay them no mind. Okay, this isn't to make and say that you're better than them, but you're sure as hell better than them. Okay? Let's just put it out there. You're 10 times better than them. You've endured and you've had to go through so much more than them. And not only have you had to do that and endure that, you've overcome it and you've rose above it. You've alchemized it. And it's made you a better, more authentic version of yourself. So don't think for 1 second about questioning that. Got it? Whoever this reading is for, don't ever question what you've been through and what you've alchemized. What you've learned and how you've applied that to your life to be a better version of yourself. Open to change. Open to the ability to better you. Don't ever for a second question that. You've done a lot of work, collective. If you're out here with the shaman card, and you're out here with the nobility card, and you're going through rebirth, you've got prosperity and abundance and protection, and you're willing to change and evolve and ascend into the better version, you've definitely got some sort of magic and good luck on your side. And you're definitely a heck of a lot more clever than people give you credit for. These dumbass muggles need to get a notebook and sit the fuck down and start taking notes. Otherwise, get out of your way. Yeah, they're not willing to find the path. They do not want to find the path to greatness, and they don't want you to find the path to greatness because they're in competition with you, collective. They can't even compete where they don't compare. They're trying to make you feel worthless because that's how they feel within themselves. Isn't that funny? They're running out of energy trying to compare themselves to you and trying to mirror themselves to your energy. They're almost exhausted. There's definitely a message coming through to you, and I need you to heed that message. Okay? Spirit's saying something about this, the fact that don't second guess it. Your vibrant energy is definitely something to be thankful for. Somebody can't match your vibrance, so they'd rather dull you out. They're losing patience. The fact that you're so vibrant, the fact that you seem to be always one step ahead. You're definitely getting some sort of messages. You need to listen to these messages. They're running out of patience. Or they want you running out of patience. They don't want you falling into your higher calling, is what it is. They would sooner try to distract you and keep you deliberately debilitated. Salima, I have not a clue what you're even talking about, and tonight is not an open table. Okay? So go ask someone else. Thanks. What part of go ask someone else did you not understand? You self-entitled person, you. Always getting into everybody else's business. Not even focusing on yourself. And you wonder why no one wants to be around you. I'm not cutthroat, collective. I'm just lost of patience. I don't have any patience left for stupid shit. People need to kick rocks. Mystic Forest, what do we got for my collective? Yeah. Somebody wants your sauce. Somebody wants you to think that you don't have the key to have everything in the moment, to have everything step into what you need to step into. You're definitely one of a kind, collective, and people can't match you. They're not supposed to match you. Maybe learn from you, but not match you. They're not supposed to mirror you. They're not supposed to be in duality with you. They're not supposed to compete with you. You know, you're there to lead by example. You're there to lead the masses. You're not there to, you know, diminish yourself for other people. Right? You're not there to hold their hand. Yeah. You just have to use your discernment, and there's certain times and places and certain people where you just don't need to even bother putting energy into. Right now is not the time to act. Just take the time to just be at the moment. Okay? Yeah, you just need to trust your feelings. Right now is not the time to act. The time will come. Okay? There very well could be some sort of turbulence you're going to go through. You do have the spirit of life with you. Somebody's trying to diminish you just to be like everyone else. Okay? But know that you are one of a kind. You are one of one. For everything that you've transmuted, everything that you've gone through, everything that you are becoming, you are one of one. You are very much a mythical unicorn out here in these streets. Somebody does not want you to remember who you are, but here you are without an agenda. You don't have any agenda. You have a mission, but you're not out here with any agenda. But people want to make it look like you have an agenda, that you're using people, that you're swindling people, that you're lying and you're deceiving and all this other shit. They know not what they do, collective. They can't even compete where they don't compare. This is why they're doing it in the first place. This is why they're trying to confuse these people. Right? Because they are committed to misunderstanding you on purpose. They're out here acting a full-out muggle, thinking that they have the audacity to even have an opinion. Yeah, this is your decision, nobody else's. Okay? Trust your feelings. Trust what the divine is telling you. You don't need any fucking muggle out here trying to gaslight you. You're going to get there. You're going to get where you need to go. The people don't understand, do not deserve to take your hand. Do you understand? The people that do not understand do not deserve to take your hand. Okay? If they can't wrap their head around what you're talking about, you can put it in as layman's terms as you want. But if they still don't get it, and you find that your IQ is dropping as you're trying to explain something to them, they're probably not your person. They're probably not your problem. And they probably have a different journey in a different direction, and somehow they are wanting to emulate you. They want to learn from you, but they're not willing to get their fucking notebook and take notes. So that, again, is not your problem. Okay? Again, you are one of a kind. And don't you ever forget it, because they've got people out here, they don't want you being wild and wonderful. They want you being bridled and bitched. Don't give up and let go. Don't give up. Learn. and let go. Stay in your authenticity, okay? Life is a gift. Go out and embrace it, okay? Whatever you're holding on to right now, collective, somebody's like trying to just tell you to just let it be what it is. You don't have to change anything. You don't have to do anything. You can just let it be what it is. When the divine is out here telling you to let go of it altogether. Apparently you're just supposed to submit to the fucking game and submit to be puppeteered and submit to be wooled over and acting out a fool for them. Okay? When you have a new beginning coming up, you have a threshold, you have a crossroads that you're coming to, and you're going to be making a different turn. Okay? You're going to be going in a different direction. And these dumbass motherfuckers are thinking that they're going to tell you, oh, just let it be what it is. You know, they don't want you to change. They don't want you to go in a different direction. They just want you to continue doing what you're doing. Continue being in this stuck position. Meanwhile, you're not out here giving up. You're not out here, you know. It's time to certain people that are in your life, you need to let them go. I let go of a whole bunch of people today. I got rid of probably about 10, 15 people off my Facebook. Right? A lot of them I don't talk to anymore. I've grown out of that frequency. It's nothing necessarily personal. I'm not there anymore. They're not out here rooting for me. They're not out here supporting me. They're not out here, you know, rooting me on. They're not out here with their, you know, their banners or anything. So then, like, fine. You go live your life. I'll go live mine. And then I had some people come out of the woodwork after months and months and months and months and months of not talking. Lurking in the background. I threw some cards that says, can I trust this person? And it come out to say that, no, I cannot trust this person. They're trying to slow me down. They're trying to pull from my energy. They're trying to pull from my abundance. They're trying to pull from, you know, it's like, no, get out of my energy. Bye. I left them on red. Because they're not here supporting me. They're not here rooting for me. And these are supposed to be friends. These are supposed to be people that are supposed to be so-called close to me. Some of these people I've known for years. Some of these people I've known for maybe 3 years since I've had my channel up. And I get it. People have their own life. People have their own thing to go. But you know what? I have people that are coming into my collective here, into my chat here, that have been here from day one. They haven't left. I have people here that are consistent. And you know what? I very much appreciate you. Okay? I very much appreciate your loyalty. I appreciate your support. Together we rise, collective. The people that want to sleep on us, they don't get the ride. Do people want to treat us like worthless trash? They can keep that energy. Right? They want to take everything that you have until you have nothing left and not give anything in return. leave you depleted, and then because you're depleted and you have nothing left to give, all of a sudden you're a piece of trash. Right? But as soon as you start, you know, regaining your stability, as soon as you start stepping into that stability and you're becoming more abundant, they're right there with their fucking hand out. Gimme, 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 gimme. Yeah. Somebody wants you hiding. Somebody doesn't want you being in this new beginning. Somebody doesn't want you taking this new pathway. This is something that you just shouldn't let it be what it is. You have a new beginning. You need to let it go. You need to step into your authenticity. And stepping into your authenticity isn't allowing vampires and suckers to latch on to you and siphon from you and take no accountability. I don't know about you, collective, but I work hard. When I come to here, to the channel, to the channel here, I work hard. Okay? I make myself available for you from 5 to 9 p.m. And then I'm on here from 9 to midnight, Monday to Friday. For you. To inspire you to step up into your highest version of yourself, to step up into your authenticity. And a lot of you have taken that and run with it, and you're very successful. You're changing your life. And if there's no one prouder out there, it is me. I'm very much proud of you for taking the initiative to strive and be the best version of yourself. And the ones that are consistent, that are supportive, that aren't wishy-washy, that I don't have to question your loyalty, where I don't have to regulate my nervous system because I know where I stand with you. But if I'm on constant fucking pins and needles and on eggshells and all this other stuff, wondering where I stand, somebody wants you hiding. Somebody doesn't want you stepping up into your authenticity. Ultimately, collective, they can kick rocks. Whoever this is for. The thing is that the world is going through an ego death. The whole world. All of humanity is going through an ego death. We're going through a massive awakening. It's evident. The truth is coming out. The veil is lifting. The deception is leaving. The deception and the lies and the deceit, it's being recognized. It's being validated. And the thing is, some of us are actual earth angels and we're walking around, we don't even know it. We're out here walking around glowing like a starseed, and we don't know why. Like moths to a flame. And somehow we're supposed to make sense of it in a world that is falling apart. The thing is that a lot of you need to step up into your authenticity and recognize who you are, so that way you can fulfill your mission that you've forgotten. And this isn't to have shame on. It's the fact that you've been lied to. It's the fact that you've been deceived. It's the fact that you've been distracted by bullshit. And a lot of us out here have been dealing with abuse 3/4 of our life. Specifically if we are a starseed, light worker, earth angel, chosen, shaman. The pain and the suffering and the tribulations that we've gone through are meant to be alchemized. They are meant to be learned from, to create boundaries. We out here in the spiritual streets, we need to be aware and use discernment as to who we have in our energy. Because there'd be out here people playing in your face. Smiling to your face and slashing behind your back. And then they turn around and gaslight you when you confront them about it. And this is why it's just better to not engage. Recognize the energy for what it is, and just do not engage with it. Do not pay it no mind. Recognize it and act accordingly. You don't have to say anything. You can just move slowly away silently from these people and phase them the fuck out. Because there's some people out here, they'll say, oh yeah, I'm here for you, I support you, da 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 da. I'm rooting for you. Meanwhile, they do nothing. They do nothing for you. They do nothing for the situation. They do nothing for your friendship that you have with them. If you even call it a friendship. It's more of a situationship. And they'd rather ghost you and leave you unread than to say anything about it. And you know what? You can keep that same energy. Collective, I'd give the shirt off my back. If somebody didn't have any clothes, I have lots of clothes. Here's a pair of clothes. Take them. I have plenty. You want some guidance? I give you some guidance. When I have an open table, you've been here for an open table, and people come in with $1.99. Spirit talks, and there's 10, 15 cards out on the table. Do I care? No. The fact that they're giving, sure, it's great. Thank you. Appreciated. In gratitude. But when Spirit talks, Spirit has a message. Do I whine and say, oh, there's 10 cards out here on the table. I need $9 more, please. Have I ever been like that? When I first started my channel, I was out here giving free messages left, right, and center, and people were taking advantage of it. Left, right, and center. Because I was allowing it. Because I had no boundaries. And it got to the point where I was burnt out. Where I didn't have anything left to give. So I had no choice but to create boundaries. Some people weren't happy about it. And you know what? If you're going through a really, really rough time and you just need somebody to talk to, I'm still there for you. But if I'm going to be there for you, don't waste my fucking time. That's all I ask. Do not waste my time, because if my time is wasted, you best believe I'm going to cut you off. Because if you're just there to siphon from my resources and from my knowledge and my wisdom, and not going to be equally reciprocated, even just with energy. If you're going to ask me for that advice, take that advice, run with that advice, better yourself with that advice, and allow me to know that you are winning. Because even that, even in itself, even if you do not have the money to pay me, the fact that you are winning and the fact that good things are happening for you because of the advice that you took from me and the wisdom that you alchemized and turned into your own success, that in itself is the equal reciprocity that I look for. It's not necessarily about the money. But I would think that at least if I was to pay it forward to you, that you would pay it forward to either myself or someone else when you had it. And I trust in that reciprocity and that loyalty. If I consider you a part of my tribe, whether you pay out or not, the fact that you take the advice and run with it and be successful, that is all I want. I'm out here trying to change the world. I'm trying to help people step into their best version of themselves, their authenticity. So that way we are all walking healed. We are all walking empowered, inspired, authentic. I'm doing my best to do ripples out into the world. So that way I don't feel all the suffering. Because as an empath, I feel quite a bit. And on a worldwide access. This is why I'm here, to provide a message. Hoping for that ripple to move outwards and bestow you with some sort of blessing. Because ultimately, if you receive that blessing and if you run with that blessing and it blesses you and you can bless other people, it's a wave of blessings across the world. It becomes contagious. So whether you have money to give or not is irrelative to the situation. It's whether or not you take the advice that I give you and you run with it and you become successful with that knowledge. That is what means more to me. It's not about the subscriber count. I could care less how many people are subscribed, but the fact that you are taking the message, you are receiving that message, and you are making something out of that message and not wasting my time. That's the biggest thing here. Welcome in, Bradley. Welcome in, Claire. Wild. Okay, let's see what they say. We got the storm. Meaningful destruction. Annihilation. Chaos, disorders, dissolution, dysfunction. So we're in the midst of we're on the fence of that. Accepting lessons of chaos and lessons. Binding, frustration, and tethered. The thread is also on the fence. And then we've got the unseen. All of this is on the fence. The hunter, whether or not we have purpose to move forward, whether or not we see what is actually being shown to us. whether we are stable or distorted, whether or not we can be committed to what we are called to do. The fact that we're overwhelmed by existence, the sacred details of life, we're all on the fence on that as to what we are being called to do, what direction that we wish to move in. The whole world's been in a position of not being committed to yourself, not being committed to the grand authenticity of the earth, the authenticity of yourself, the authenticity of your calling, of your mission. And it's mainly due to the distraction. It's mainly due to this current old worldview that is coming to an end. And if we're all standing here kind of in shock and not knowing what to do with ourselves, what good is that? When we are so distracted by our outer world and we fail to go within, I'm coming back to it, it's an inside job. Three-quarters of the people out there that are confused, that don't know exactly what's going on, they fail to look at themselves. And this is why we're going through a major narcissistic ego death. Because I don't care who you are, I don't care where you've been, you're either a narcissist, you're either a narcissistic tendencies holder, or you've been dealing with a narcissist. And you're an empath. You're one of the three categories. You either are a narcissist or you're not a narcissist. And if you're not a narcissist, you've either dealt with a narcissist and ended up with a complex because of the narcissistic tendencies. You are who you hang with. So you have no other choice but to emulate and pick up that after a while. It becomes a complex until you remove yourself from that toxicity. But these narcissists are so loathing of themselves. They hate themselves. Their insecurities are at an all-time high. They can't perform even if their life depended on it. Meanwhile, they're out here walking around with a mask on, faking it till they make it, thinking that they're getting somewhere. When all they're doing is making an absolute fucking fool of themselves. And this is the chaos that we see ourselves in. And this is why we don't put all this energy into doing anything anymore. Because we got these toxic ass motherfuckers out here trying to destroy it. Because they fail to look at themselves in the mirror. They fail to look at themselves and see what they're actually doing and destroying the world. And these are people from many walks of life. These are people in the elitist 1%, the 60%, the 50%, the 90%, the 1%. They're in all aspects of that. And they're all having an ego death all at the same time. Because their masks are being ripped off. Because the narcissistic toxic energy is not going to be allowed in the new earth. Because it is of a lower frequency. And it is only of the high frequency individuals that have dealt with and did their shadow work, that have alchemized it, that are going into the new earth. And this is where the great divide is. It's not a political party. It's not a race. It's not a masculine, feminine. It's not a demographic. The divide is whether or not you have done the work to heal or not. It's whether or not you are a healed individual that is empowered and inspired to move forward, or a toxic ass motherfucker that doesn't want to do nothing. So out here you're seeing a lot of people snapping out because they're in their toxic energy and they're not recognizing what they're actually doing to themselves by sleeping on themselves and by sleeping on those that are actually doing the work. And this is where the overall divide is. It's not Democrat to Republican. It's not liberal to conservative. Those are illusions. Absolute illusions of opinion, of ideologies. And this is why I don't get political on my channel. Because the political aspect of it all is all illusions. It's a separation of reality. And this is why all these cards are on the fence right now. Because we're trying to find the commonality between all of us through all of the chaos. And this inability to commit to humanity. And the betterment and the authenticity of humanity. And in order to find out the authenticity of self, you need to remove yourself from your hometown. Just as Jesus, when he walked the earth and he tried to do his spiritual work, and he walked around speaking his sermons, he was never taken seriously in his homeland. He was ridiculed. He was stoned out of his homeland. The hunter is out here on its side. Whether or not we are prepared when we go out to embark into the world. Are we prepared? Do we have the right shoes on? Are they a pair of dress shoes? Are they hiking boots? Do they have a steel toe? Where exactly are we going? Are we going to a dancing hall? Do we have our dancing shoes on, or are we going hiking? Do we have our hiking boots on? Are we carrying a walking stick? Are we putting a top hat on with our suit? It all depends on what direction that we are going in, that we need to be prepared. If we're going out hunting and we're going out into the woods, we're not going to take a cake. We're going to take a gun. We're going to take a net. We're going to take maybe a tent and a sleeping bag. And we're not going to be wearing no three-piece suit out into the forest. So it's about knowing where we're going. It's about finding out what our mission is entailing, and it's about being prepared for that mission. It's about recognizing what we're carrying that's no longer serving us, and to let it go. Spirit's saying something about packing light, to be able to move at a moment's notice. If the power and all that was to go out, could you survive? Are you in a dwelling that mainly relies on electricity? Do you have a generator? Do you have solar panels to get through it all? Do you have a gas fireplace opposed to a wood fireplace? So if you live in a winter climate, would you have the wood in order to keep warm? Or would you be crossing your fingers that the gas still works if shit was to go south? I was speaking to my father there, I think it was last week or a week before that. And he was speaking on how he was going to get rid of his wood stove and just have a chip stove, like a pellet stove. I says, why would you do that? Why would you not keep the wood stove and at least store it? Don't get rid of it, but store it. So that way, if you need to switch it up and take out if you needed to swap it out, then you could. Oh, I won't need it. Don't worry about it. It's like, okay, fine. You make your decision. Welcome in, Renee. But ultimately, what I'm trying to get to here is that you need to be prepared for your journey, whatever journey that might look like, whatever your mission might look like to you. The unseen. The whispers of wisdom, the guidance, the clairvoyance. Are you listening to your inner voice? Are you listening to that intuition? Or are you tuning it the hell out? And when you tune it out, what do you expect? Do you expect peace? Do you expect things to work out? And how does that pertain to your experience? Because I guarantee you, my intuition has saved me more than I've questioned it. Every single time I tend to question it and tend to just obliterate the whole idea of listening to it, I usually get into some trouble. So it's a lot about trusting your intuition, trusting your inner voice, trusting what the divine is trying to push you towards and guide you to. It's okay to question, but sometimes the answers come through the action. It's in the happening that you experience the lesson and learn to receive the blessing. And again, that comes back to the inside job. Being in alignment with your masculine and feminine. The masculine aspect of yourself, whether you're a man or a woman, we have both. Okay? The masculine side of things, they protect you. With the masculine side, there's discernment. Okay? The feminine side is the nurturing, the loving, the compassion. And when the masculine and feminine are in balance within yourself, you're not only protecting your best interest of yourself and your journey, but you're nurturing it and you're healing that part of yourself. You're bringing understanding and knowledge and wisdom together, and they're merging together. And this is why it's so very important to have those two in balance within yourself. And this is how we weather the storm. This is how we overcome our challenges and tribulations, by keeping things in balance. But when we are deceived, when we are lied to, when we are taken for granted and rolled over, as much as we are being deceived, we allow it to happen by trusting in that deception. And it's usually because we ignore the red flags. It's usually because we look beyond the little straws of hay that keep stacking up. The question is it going to be part of our rise or is it going to be part of our demise? The ultimate choice is up to us as an individual. And ultimately, you want to look at the chaos in the world and think that it's nothing to do with you, thinking that you're going to walk and look the other way while it all goes down. It has everything to do with you. And it's all because you're looking the other way, karmics. You're not wanting to take your own accountability for your own shit. Leading by example and inspiring others. This is how I'm taking accountability. I'm recognizing where we've went wrong as humanity and putting out ripples of understanding and clarity so that way we can all see it for ourselves. I know where I went wrong. I know where I haven't been so perfect in my life, but I've done everything in my power to change that, to become a better version of myself so that way I do not fall back into that karmic energy. Because I know that it doesn't serve me and it doesn't serve the world. So why would I submit to the darkness? Why would I submit to that? I've taken that darkness, I've integrated it into lessons to rise above and alchemize it and bring it to light. This is how we bring our pain to power. This is how we take our darkness and integrate it to our light and to dance with our shadow. Because without light or dark, you cannot have shadow. If it's all darkness and no light, it's all darkness. If it's all light and no shadow and no darkness, we have no shadow. And this is why the world and the earth is cruel and kind all at the same time. Because without one, you would not know the difference of the other. And this is the yin-yang. This is the masculine and feminine. This is the duality within us all, every single one of us, and across the planet, and throughout the universe of universes. Micro, macro. And despite the fact that we are but a speck of sand in the grand universe, that speck of sand still amounts to something. It still amounts to a part of the ripple that we create in the grand design of our world. So if you feel that you have no matter, if you feel that you have no purpose, if you feel that you have no way of doing anything, or that you do not have a reason, just you existing within the frequency that you hold, you are an energetic antenna emitting a frequency out into the world. And I've got goosebumps. So taking that as a confirmation. Just you being you as a human being. Not even becoming anything. But just you in the energy of a being, a human being. You are emitting a frequency of energy. What are you holding on to? What are you thinking about? What are you feeling? Because what you think about, what you feel, what you speak, it's all in alignment to what that frequency is emitting out into the world. So if you're constantly walking around with the chip on your shoulder and you're unhealed and you're in your karmic energy, what the fuck do you think you're going to project into the world? And what do you expect to get back in return? This is the biggest lesson that I've learned going from my karmic into my divine energy. Because as far as I'm concerned, I don't know about you, collective, but I don't like the karmic energy. It's nasty. It's gross. It's dingy. It's dirty. And I know myself, I deserve to be in a different energy than that. I deserve to be walking in a higher frequency than that. And so do you. That does not make me a better person than you. I recognize this for myself, that I want to show up in a higher frequency. Not only for myself and my own peace of mind, but in order to ripple that out into the world, to inspire by example. And if you think you don't have a purpose, even just in that, what I'm speaking of, you still have that ability to do so. Just by being in your most highest frequency. To be an inspiration not only to yourself, but other people around you. To be compassionate, to be loving, to be understanding. To be all love and light, but take no shit. It's about standing for sovereignty. Because ultimately, they want us as slaves out here in these streets. These imbeciles that think that they run things want us out here as slaves. And they're thinking that they're going to bring a bunch of robots to take our place. And they just want us all taken care of and taken off the planet, so that way they can have it for themselves. When the fact that we actually have a heart, we actually have a brain, we have a spirit, we have a soul. And I don't know about you, collective, but no robot's going to have all that. No matter how you crank it. No matter how you crank it. So you want to know where that imbalance is all coming from? It's all coming from the complacency of the non-accountability. The fact that they want us to feel like we have no control so they can take control. Meanwhile, they're doing a bang up job. And it's an absolute epic fail. They can't even run the economic system. What makes you think they're going to run the world? They can't even feed the homeless. Let's not even think about the homeless for a second. All the vets that went to war, that are literally out on the street in vain because they're so fucked up with the programming that they ended up getting that they can't even re-assimilate back into civilian territory. They pretty well lost their mind because of the MK Ultra and all this other bullshit that they were enduring. And somehow they're supposed to assimilate back into civilian territory. Thinking, oh, just an hour debrief is going to do it. Meanwhile, they need counseling, they need support. And 3/4 of them are chucked up on drugs and alcohol because they can't handle it. Now, don't be thinking I'm giving any shade to these these vets, because I'm not. I'm speaking up about it because they're not getting the support that they need. And it's a shame that they give their life to their country and they get treated like trash when they get home. It's appalling. So they can't even take care of their vets. They can't take care of the homeless. Okay? Our economics are at an all-time low. Okay? The housing markets are about to snap. Somebody working a minimum wage job 40 hours a week can't even live on their own. Okay, a shared bedroom. So you've got two beds to a bedroom. You don't know this roommate from a hole in the ground, and you have to share a room with them for $500 a week or month in order to survive. And you're working 40 hours a week. Because with expenses, with food, it's at least, if not 100, just for a single person, it's almost $100, $150 to $200 a week. Just for groceries. And then if you have a car or a vehicle, that's another $500 to $700 a week. On fuel, on upkeep, on insurance, plus rent. So you're well over $1,000. You're almost $1,500 to $2,000 a month. And that's basically your check at minimum wage. And you're only sharing a room with someone. And you're working 40 hours a week. And then we got premiers here in Canada that tell us, oh, go out and get a job. Well, where does going out and getting a job actually help when it doesn't even pay the bills at 40 hours a week? That's full time. Oh, put up the minimum wage. Yeah, you put up the minimum wage and then the cost of everything else goes up. The rent goes up. Everything else goes up. And yet we wonder why everybody's out of house and home, out of food, and out on the streets. Oh, there's a homeless epidemic. Yeah, because you're pretty well suffocating them out of their house. You got people on Medicaid, you got people on Social Security, you got people on welfare and disability, on a retirement, on a pension plan. And the pension plan and all this other stuff isn't even meeting Social Security and welfare, and the social services aren't even at par with the current expenses. You can't even get a room for $500 a month and eat at the same time with $630 a month. And then people with disability, if you're lucky, you might get $1,200 a month. If you're lucky, maybe $1,500 a month. And they're telling us to go out and get a job. They're out here telling us to work harder. I know people that are living by themselves. They have themselves a house and they're working 3 jobs in order to take care of their house. They're working almost 70 to 80 hours a week. They're literally working 16, 17-hour days in order to pay for their house. They're literally burnt the fuck out and have no life. They have no happiness, and then they don't care. They don't care. The cost of living has gone through the roof. I'm going to be homeless as of February 1st. Where am I going to go from there, collective? I've got anywhere from 22 to 23 members right now. And I'm lucky to have, if that, $150 just in memberships. How am I supposed to live on that? I've got 11,000 subscribers on my channel here. And I've only got 22 members. I come on here day in and day out, day in and day out, day in and day out, and I give free collective messages. I open up the table on Fridays for Open Table Fridays. Barely get anybody here. But when I was doing free readings, everybody and their brother was here getting messages. And I get it. Maybe you guys don't have enough to give on a monthly basis. I'm not expecting you to give on a monthly basis. But I have multiple different tiers that you can choose from. I think it was like $5 a month to like $60 a month, depending on the tier. Whether it's the chat side, the flight club, the level 1 through 4. It gets you dibs on a reading. It gets you dibs in a counseling session. It gets you dibs if you need a message or whatever else. And I make sure that I open the table for that. If you're in a level 1 through 4, you can reach out to my DMs. And I'll get back to you. Even if you're not in my 1 through 4 levels, I still reach out to you in your DMs. Where you can still have some sort of a conversation with me if you need it. I'm out here offering 60-minute sessions for free to the ones that really, really need it. Because I believe in you, collective. I believe in humanity. I believe in the ability that we can bring this to the new earth. I believe that we have the ability to heal because I've done it myself. I speak from personal experience. And I got readings out here, other readers throwing readings out here thinking that I'm sleeping on myself. And I've got readers out here giving me my flowers because of everything that I've done. I know they're talking about me. Some of them. I know they're talking about me, and I know they watch me. They make it like they don't. But I know they watch me. And I know they're giving me my flowers. And I know you've seen the growth in me in over the 3 years. How I rose above all my trials and tribulations, trying to inspire the world, despite how fucked up my life has been and the struggle that I've dealt with. It's 12, minus 12 out now, right now, or less at this point. It's supposed to be negative 20 by the end of the week. And we're looking at another huge snowstorm where there's going to be close to another 2 to 3 to 4 feet of snow to fall in the next couple days to a week or so. Will I have a roof over my head after February 1st? Even March 1st, for that matter. All the shelters are full. And if I'm lucky to get maybe $500 a month, if I'm lucky, between memberships and donations and Open Table Fridays, if I'm lucky to have $500, that'll get me a room, but I won't be eating. I won't be paying for my phone. I'll lose everything that's in my storage unit because I sure as hell won't be able to bring it to the new place. I'm not here trying to play victim here. I'm just here stating the fact that, you know, we all need to work together as a community, as a unit, as a humanity to help each other out. And I'm out here looking for work on top of what I do now. And I'll tell you right now, I can't be out there doing labor like I used to. I gotta pace myself. I'm not as fast as I used to be because I've dealt with construction. Every joint in my body has an ache in it. I've had multiple different accidents. So I can't be out here doing hard labor. As much as I'd like to get back out there and do that, oh, James, my condolences. Spirit's saying he went out with his boots on anyway. He had a good life. Spirit saying no regrets. Honorable man. Stay warm, my friend. Stay warm. Am I out here asking for support, collective? Yeah, I am. In order for me to continue doing what I do, I need support. And this is more or less to my subscribers, not necessarily my members, because my members are already supporting me, and I very much appreciate every bit of support that they've given me. But I'm calling out to my supporters that are subscribers. Whether it's a chat membership, or a level 1, or even a Flight Club membership, it's all greatly appreciated. And it does help out the channel. It helps me to be able to do what I do, and to continue to do what I do. And I'm doing the best that I can with what I have available to me. Despite the constant spiritual warfare that I'm faced with. Thank you, Kitty. Welcome in, Elisa. I guess with the frustrations that I'm dealing with is that people are saying that I'm sleeping on myself, and I'm not. I'm out here busting my ass trying to inspire the world, so that way we can start coming together to work together as a community, as a worldwide tribe, and change the world and help integrate this new earth. I can't do it myself. And yes, I need your help. I'm doing my best to stay in the attitude of gratitude despite what I've been going through. And I understand some of you don't have it to give. And that's okay. But at least take the knowledge that I give you and be successful with it. And if you need somebody, reach out to me. I'm here for you. But just don't waste my time. Because there's people out here that need me, and I need to be there for them. My time is very precious. This goes across the board. To the ones that want to heal and the karmics. And I'm mainly calling out the karmics now to stop your fuck shit. Because I'm not out here trying to destroy things. I'm not out here trying to ruin people. I'm not out here trying to sabotage people. And if you're sitting there in envy at the fact that I've got the place here on my channel, the fact that I'm making a difference here on my channel, get your own fucking channel. And start inspiring the world instead of tearing people apart. And for the imbeciles that think that I don't deserve to be here, go touch grass. Because I'm not leaving, I'm not giving up. As much as people want me to, I'm not giving up. And the ones that want me to give up, I'm not here for you. So get out of my face. Stop playing in my energy. I rebuke you, leave me alone. The karmics should be ashamed of themselves. And instead of being so focused on me, they need to be focused on themselves. And alchemizing their own trials and tribulations and to empower themselves into their own gifts that they already have, instead of trying to steal other people's with these stupid ass destiny swaps. Because all you're doing is fucking up the system. Every single one of you have your own gifts that you can tap into. You don't have to be out here stealing other people's or feeling envious that other people have these gifts when you have your own gifts to tap into. You have your own healing abilities. You just have to remember. And that takes time, it takes courage, it takes healing. And this is why it's an inside job, because you need to go within. You need to have the courage to go within to heal the inner turmoil and balance that out in order to find your equilibrium and in order to find your balance by integrating your masculine and feminine into balance. These karmics need to get over themselves. And instead of being haters, they need to be healers and step into their true essence of who they are, into their authenticity, instead of submitting to the darkness and allowing it to overtake them. It takes courage, tenacity, and commitment to themselves in order to step into that. And despite how karmic you are, I still believe in you. I still believe in the fact that you have the ability to heal and rise above all of this shit. Despite what you've done to me, I still believe in you. But it's whether or not you believe in yourself. That's the question. Now that I'm done my pep talk, we're going to get back into the reading. I needed to say that. Because I am not in any competition with anyone out here. I don't care who you are. I'm not in competition with you. I'm not competing with anyone. Any readers? I'm not competing with anybody. We're all out here making our own music. We're all out here making our own ripples. And it depends on the ripples that you make that is going to determine our world. And everybody has a stance in this. Everybody has the ability to make the right ripples. And in order to alchemize this chaos that we see ourselves in, we need to be accountable for our own ripple that we make. It's time. 2026 is the year of the fire horse. This is where things start to take off and get a lot of momentum. This is where things speed up a lot more. You think 2025 went by fast? 2024, 2023, 2022. It seems like this whole COVID bullshit since 2019, it's like yesterday. And time just keeps speeding up. And now we're moving into the year of the fire horse. And things are going to speed up more into momentum. Depending on the direction that we are moving in, whether it's a karmic one or a divine one, will determine the rest of our life for a 9-year cycle. Some of us are moving into a 9-year cycle. Some of us are moving into a 20-year cycle. A little less than an 18-year cycle. So whatever direction that we are in, if we are moving in a karmic direction, that is the karmic cycle that we are moving in. Because once we get our momentum in that cycle, in that direction, it is going to be difficult to slow down. And this is where we will either choose to walk into a pit of chaos worldwide as humanity, or we're going to walk into our great awakening as humanity. And this is the great divide, and this is why the karmic energy is being divided from the divine energy. Because they cannot coexist moving into 2030. And this is why there's been a great divide, and this is where the earth is splitting into two. It's a two earth split paradigm. Where a lot of the karmics, they're not going to survive this. They're ultimately going to meet their demise, and they will be moved into a reincarnation to a different planet. Earth is moving into the time of enlightenment. We're moving into the age of Aquarius. And this is where the divine energy is coming back to the planet. This is where we're coming back to our magic. This is where we're coming back to our mysticism. This is where we're coming back to our fullest potential as a human being. And if you don't want to be here for that, and if you want to be here for the chaos, you will fail to exist. Because you will not be permitted into the new earth energy. You will not survive it. It will be the equivalent of you going out to Chernobyl and being hit with so much radiation that you combust due to the radiation in equivalency. And this is how the new so-called New World Order that they're talking about and the 2030 agenda isn't going to fly. Because it is very low vibrational. It's very tyrannical. And there is a new agenda in town. It is the divine agenda. And it's headed by the Celestial Galactic Federation. This is where the mass spiritual awakening is coming into play. It is unstoppable. They've been trying to stop it for millennia. They've been trying to stop it for decades by trying to bring in more control and more control and more control. And they figure the less people that we have and the more chaos that they can ensue on the planet, that we just won't want to be here anymore and we'll just off ourselves. Because of the pressure. But if we are strong and we step into our divine energy and our divine purpose and our divine mission, we will become unstoppable. Thus, we will operate and initiate and bring in the new earth. The new earth is already here. It is waiting for us to show up. But unless we do the inner healing, through our trials and tribulations, and empower ourselves to overcome that, and to step into our mission, our each individual mission, we will ultimately annihilate ourselves if we are not prepared. And this is why there's a lot of places across the world right now where there's a lot of people dying right now because they are in such a low frequency that they cannot assimilate. Because they have too much turmoil and tribulations that they are not willing to look at within themselves because of their sense of control on the masses. And this is why there's uprisings, and this is why there's a lot of death happening. Because they will not be moving into the new earth with us. Because of the chaos that they've created. The chaos is ultimately being eradicated from the planet. And if you want to be a part of the chaos, you will cease to exist. If you want to be part of the healing and the inspiration of moving into the new earth, then you will prevail. By leading by example and stepping into your courage and your authenticity. I predicted this 3 years ago. And Mother Gaia is in tune with that, dealing with the storms, creating extra pressure. To see if we are actually ready to step into this new earth. The ones that are not prepared, the ones that are not strong enough to do the inner healing, to recognize their true potential, that are not willing to rise above their tribulations, that would sooner stay in their karmic energy and have no purpose, that's on them. That's their choice. And the ones that would sooner stay in that karmic energy, they have nobody to blame but themselves. Because every single person here has a choice as to what we focus on. And whether or not we accept the deception for what it is, the lies and the deceit of the last 5 to 6 years. We were lied to. It was an IQ test. It was a simulation of whether or not you would submit to the tyranny, or would you stand on business. Would you stand in your authenticity, or would you submit? It was a big psyops. These uncontrollable desires, these appetite for sex, non-committal, hunger for pleasure, insatiable, having us crashing in and out of our emotions, unpredictable, stepping into the toxic energy, very unhealthy, poisonous, delusions, nasty behaviors, stringing people along, entanglement, playing with feelings. All of this is being eradicated. It's about stepping into your divine energy and recognizing the divine energy that you have within you and committing to that. Committing back to the sacred feminine and the sacred masculine, the divine masculine, divine feminine energy. We all have that availability. We all have that energy within us. But it requires us to heal and stand in that sovereignty. It's a great remembering of our mission here on the planet Earth. And whether or not we have enough courage to commit to that. A lot of this energy out here that is in a non-committal energy, open relationships, all of this other stuff, it doesn't serve humanity. Because it takes away the sacred union. It takes away from our healing. Theoretically, we are not out here supposed to be searching for people to love. We should focus on our own self-love first, to step up into that energy of love itself, rather than searching as an empty vessel, searching for someone to complete us. By going out there and we're searching for these partners, we are ultimately abandoning our sacred energy. We are abandoning our divinity. Because we choose not to heal and we choose to step into this karmic energy. This is why our relationships aren't working. This is why we're having so many issues with divorces right now. Because we're in karmic energy trying to fill a void that we're not supposed to have filled. We need to feel complete as an individual first before we can step up into that love frequency in order to attract and to bring in that divine counterpart. It doesn't matter whether you are a man or a woman, whether or not you're gay or straight, or whether or not you're bi. It has nothing to do with that. Love is love. And on a deeper level, we are all demisexual. But we fail to recognize that because of our current worldly paradigm and our worldly views. We are supposed to fall in love with ourselves. We are supposed to fall in love with the connection with the divine and allow the divine to show up in our life to provide us with that perfect match, that perfect soulmate. But if we're constantly intertwined with this karmic energy, we fail to see that and we give up, we lose patience, and we just step into this karmic energy and submit to it, which brings about more chaos and confusion. Because we fail to love ourselves by abandoning ourselves. And our failure to commit to ourselves is our failure to commit to others. And ultimately, we're failing to commit to humanity and the balance and the structure of divinity within us. And this is where a lot of the conflict and the chaos comes from. And it's due to the lies, it's due to the deception, it's due to the fact that we've been wooled over. And it's because of our hearts being broken and shattered by this devious karmic energy. This very, very toxic energy that irregulates our nervous system, that irregulates our heart space, puts a lot of imbalance within our experience, which basically makes us give up on love itself. So if we're giving up on love, even for our self-love, then we are ultimately not only giving up on ourself, but we are giving up on the divine. We are giving up on our soul contracts, our divine soul contracts that we have available to us if we'd only step into that frequency. Yeah. Searching for answers, blind to the truth, watching you online, wanting to know. It's about no longer allowing ourselves to be blind to the truth. Fake profile hiding from you, behind the scenes, social media. Hearing from, conversation, talking, unblocking in the reverse. So there's certain karmic energies out here that you don't want to have anything to do with. And then they're sitting here lurking in behind the scenes, watching you anyway, thinking that they're clever. I see you. I know you sit there, and I know you watch absolutely every single video I have on here. I'm not stupid. Love affair, keeping things inside, not opening up, illusions. And we wonder why we have so much chaos going on. Because people are too much of a fucking coward to do the work. Yeah, they're too much in their ego and arrogance, having too much pride, being stubborn, holding back. Yeah, totally disconnected. Not allowing the divine intervention to take its course. Not believing in our guardian angels. Not believing in the ability to shield our energy and to use discernment as to who we share our energy with. There's a bunch of energy vampires walking around, thinking that they know what they want when they have not a clue. There's one in particular person that I that I was gonna speak to, and they were in an open relationship, and they spoke a lot in their profile on how they don't like doing drugs and how they're not into immature shit. Meanwhile, they're an alcoholic. You know, they're not, they're not into commitment, but somehow they want to have genuine conversation and they want to have genuine connections. Like, what kind of a hot mess is this person? I called them out on it and they blocked me. Good riddance. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. And I'm not even out here wanting to meet anybody, because I'm focused on my own healing, I'm focused on my own self-love, and I'm focused on allowing the divine to bring that divine counterpart to me. I'm trusting in divine timing on that. I'm not out here searching for another relationship. Am I out here searching for friends? Sure. To hang out with friends? Sure. But I'm not out here looking to get naked with anybody. And I got everybody and their sister wanting to have my babies. But I want nothing to do with it. Because they're all karmic. And they all don't want to heal. And they're all stubborn. And they all think that they have the audacity to think that they can come in and swindle me into something. Yeah. Forbidden fruit, non-committal, sexual energy, tragedy. Telepathy, intuition, dreams, heart songs. This is all at rest right now because people don't want to tap into it. Not recognizing that the divinity, the divine gives you life. The divine has brought you here to this planet in this time, in this space, to allow the divine to guide you, but you'd rather be distracted by everything outside of yourself. And this is why I go back to the fact that it is an inside job. Romans chapter 8, verse 11. You have the divine within you. You live with the divine within you. You are the physical representation of divinity. You are made in the image of God. You are made in the image of the Creator. No matter how you slice it. And yet we forget it all. And I'm not getting biblical. It's the truth. The only reason why I get back into the Bible is mainly because there are verses in there that actually bring us back to our divinity. But 3/4 of all those verses have been eradicated to make us try to believe in something outside of ourselves, when the divine has always lived within us. But the current worldview, the current societal worldview, wants us to believe in something outside of ourselves to make us feel helpless, to gain control over us. But once we recognize and remember the divinity within us, we become unstoppable. And this is ultimately what's going to align us to step into the new earth. And this is ultimately the return of Christ consciousness. This is the return of source consciousness. It's not Christ consciousness. Everybody out here worshiping a dude that walked the earth to talk about the divine. Thou shalt not worship any idols. And they're out here making Jesus into a vanity of an idol. When he is your brother, he is your father, he is your cousin, he is your uncle. He is your ancestor. Are we out here worshiping and praying to our grandparents and our mothers and our fathers? No. And all this talk about the blood of Christ and being anointed in the blood of Christ, you know how Luciferian that is? Take a moment to visualize what it would be to be anointed in the blood of Christ, to have the blood of Christ soaked over your skin. And have a moment to look in the mirror. Does that look like anything holy to you? It looks pretty dark and nefarious and Luciferian, if you ask me. Definitely toxic and vampiric. And it's also a form of blood magic. So what kind of a God are you worshiping if you're speaking on that? Yeah, the narcissistic masks are being ripped off. They're no longer able to pretend. They're no longer able to put up a front. They're no longer able to live in this two-faced innuendos. There's non-genuinity. It doesn't work in the new earth. This whole idea of them sneaking around with a fake profile, that's coming to an end with the digital ID. Am I in support of the digital ID? No, I'm not. And it's not about showing up and representing in my own personal name. I choose to be a creative and protect my personal information. And this is why I'm on here with my nickname, with my spiritual name. I've had this name since I was 13 years old. It's not like I change my name every 5 years or 5 months. This whole idea of leaving the past behind us, no, we have to face it. The fact that if we're going to leave it behind, it's just going to disappear, no, it's going to be sitting there and it's going to haunt us until we make a change. And the pressure is going to get so unbearingly tough that we're going to have no other choice but to recognize it for what it is. We're going to have no other choice but to face it. Because there's a lot of karmics out here trying to ghost their accountability, not wanting to be accountable for who they are and what they're trying to do. Thinking that they can fake it till they make it, and they're just basically ruining them, not only themselves, but other people in the process. We need to get back to community. We need to get back to actually making just and authentic and genuine decisions. Because there's a lot of rage. It's been very overwhelming. We're in the process of having an explosion of emotions. And there's a lot of angry people walking the earth right now. What do you think that's doing to the overall frequency of Mother Gaia? She's getting so pissed off that she's going to shake us off like a bunch of fleas on a dog. And we wonder why the weather's so crazy. It's forcing us to recognize and to step into our authenticity. These so-called masks are not happening anymore. It's becoming almost impossible to walk around and fake it. Because people are starting to recognize and awaken, and they're seeing right through these masks. And this is why the narcissists are having these ego deaths, because they can't fake it anymore. They can't walk around deceiving people anymore. Because people are becoming awakened, they're becoming aware. And ultimately, in order to connect and tap into our intuition and have this telepathy availability to be able to speak without words, we need to step into the unconditional love of not only ourselves, but the planet. To step into our compassion, to be genuine, to be in alignment to this divine union. A lot of the answers that we seek are in the past, but we haven't alchemized it yet. We've already pretty well experienced all we need to know in order to integrate it, but it's going to take courage to do so. But right now, all we're doing is moving backwards. Remunerating as a victim about the past, about all the trials and tribulations that we've been through, not recognizing how far we've come and how far we've elevated. And the fact that we have overcome these tribulations. And we're still in the process to do so. So it's whether or not we step up into our courage or not. It's whether or not we take out the time to make the commitment to heal. And to be inspired to do so. And to step into and recognize and commit to our most authentic version of ourselves. But that requires us to go within. Again, coming back to the fact that it has always been and it always will be an inside job. That is where it starts. Specifically when you are in the energy of a confusion and fog. The whole purpose of the fog is to keep us from moving forward and to actually recognize and look at ourselves. That is the purpose of fog in itself. And this is why Mother Nature brings it to us. It's usually within the dark time, within the night, at dusk and at dawn. Because it is the time of the silence, it is the time of the quiet. It is in the stillness to go within, to recognize our inner divinity. But each and every single one of us needs to recognize that for ourselves. Collective, this is going to be the end of your reading. Please know I very much hold you deep within my heart. And I wish you courage, I wish you inspiration in the days to come. I wish you healing. If there's anything that you have a hard time speaking on or talking about or moving through and you're having challenges, to find your roadmap in order to heal. Again, I am offering sessions through my Hipsy link in the description box. This is why I make myself available for you. Book a session with me. Work it through together, and I'll get you on the right path. I'll get you on the right track. I'm here for you. We're all going through it. But it's to find the inspiration and remember who we are. And to step into our authenticity. Please be good to yourself. The world's counting on you. I'm counting on you. Mother Gaia is counting on you. Individually and as a community, as a tribe of Mother Earth, we are the caretakers. We are the watchers. We are the guardians of Mother Gaia. on a mental, on a spiritual, and on a physical. It's up to us to make those changes in order to change our world. We can't be out here expecting the governments to do it. They're doing a fantabulous, craptacular job at it, aren't they? We can't really expect them to do that. And this is why it takes individual accountability. How can we show up within our own self to be true to ourselves? How can we show up not only for ourselves but other people? How can we inspire the world to be the best version of ourselves? That's the biggest question. If you can't be good at it, at least be good to yourself, so that way you can be good to others. Thank you so much for those that have donated tonight. Greatly appreciated. If you'd like a personal message, come at me come at me this Friday. Okay? It's either that or get your own personal reading. The link is in the description box. I love you lots. Be good to yourself, okay? Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. The only one that's going to change our world is us. We can't expect a bunch of Neanderthal control freaks to do it. Because it's not going to work out all that well. It's going to be an absolute epic failure if we let that happen. It's already turning into an epic failure. Let's get an angel card before I leave. The Shekinah, give the gift of your presence. Now is the time to show up in ways that you never have shown up before. Get present with those you love and care about. Go beyond distractions and direct yourself back to the current moment so that you can enjoy the blessings that surround you. Instead of focusing on where you are going or what has previously happened, enjoy the beauty of the here and the now. I awaken to the blessings of the present moment. I'll catch you in the next video, collective. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. From the bottom of my heart and my soul, I cannot say thank you enough for the ongoing support. Let's step into the highest version of ourselves and make it count. Time is of the essence. And on that note, I'll catch you in the next video.